Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Booyah. I do not want to be you.
I see dead people.
And I pick up vibes.
Oh my god.
Happy Halloween,
happy Halloween, and
motherfuckers.
happy birthday to Sip Podcast.
Happy birthday, Sip Podcast. What's cracking, girls?
We are a year in. This is episode 31.
Oh, right before
Iconically,
Halloween.
ironically.
A year. Hell yeah. Cheers.
It went by
Cheers
so
to
fast.
that one. Cheers to that one, guys.
I actually
yeah.
am a little hungover, so I'm not drinking.
No, pues que nuevas. We're going to have to give you a
award.
shot just for that.
Take
Ugh.
it. Take
I
it.
can't. I took a lot of tequila
so
shots.
when you drink the next day, you don't like te la curas? No? You don't go like, I'll take a shot at least.
Hell no.
Beer,
I would literally, I was in bed
michelada.
all day. Like, I just got up to go to the bathroom and shower.
It's not the same. It's not
Wash
the
my
same.
face. I didn't
Smoke
get
a
home till
bowl.
like 2 a.m. Felt like I don't even know what time I got home.
Damn.
Those
Yeah.
are best nights.
I went to my first Lakers game yesterday.
Go Lakers.
It was cool.
Damn.
Popped my Laker cherry.
Nice.
How
It was
big is
fun.
that stadium?
The Staples Center. I've never been there either until yesterday. It's actually really big. It's like weird because it's like dead center downtown. I guess downtown LA, like the little outskirts of LA, of downtown LA. But it's cool. It was just like a bunch of people. The ambiance was nice. Saw a couple of famous people. Saw Mayweather, one of his fighters. I don't know, some Johnson guy.
Damn.
We walked right past him.
What you walked right by fucking Mayweather too, or no?
No. One of his fighters.
Oh,
We were
okay,
like at
okay.
a hotel looking for the bathroom, and then he was like walking in, and we were walking out.
Damn.
I didn't know
that's
who he
dope.
was until
That's the
my
cool thing
boyfriend
about
posted.
like LA and shit. You like run into like just random people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I made friends with my waitress.
You always do.
Hey, Abigail.
he's like, "Hey girl, thanks for the drinks. You got me fucked up."
Yeah, she kept them coming.
She's
She
like, "Got me
kept them
fucked up."
coming. We ate so much though. As soon as we got there, racked up a $600 tab real quick.
Damn.
And then we ate after.
What'd you eat? What was it?
I had a burger and wings. Real classic.
Is this at the stadium?
Outside, like it's called like Tom's Watch Bar or something.
Oh, okay.
But mainly
was good.
drinks.
Yeah, mainly drinks. Well, I mean, we had food drinks. The fries were good. Garlic fries were really good. And then after we went to Yard House, and I still ate like 3 tacos. I don't know why I ate so much.
Fuck. It's that
Well, good
alcohol.
because you were drinking, so
Yeah.
that's always good.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
I like it.
But I was gonna tell you, I don't know if that interview that you did with your friend is that
it's
live?
What do you mean?
Or is it
live?
public? Is it?
I think so.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
maybe.
Is it inappropriate?
Yes,
It's
very.
super inappropriate. Yeah.
Even
Stop
Oscar
it.
walked in and he was like, because I was watching it on my phone getting ready, and because he was hearing like about
Shout out Richard.
the
Shout out Richard.
threesomes
Hey,
and stuff.
Travieso.
Travieso.
He was talking about threesomes and stuff, and
Oh.
Oscar just comes and he just looks at the screen, and I think he just sat there and watched it for a little bit because he's like, oh, that probably looks familiar, you know. And then of course Nasty, like, you can't see you,
Yeah.
so
just have him.
it honestly gave me, like, in the beginning, it was like real interview vibes. Like, he was trying to interview to be on our podcast, and he
That's
was,
what I was trying to get at.
yeah,
That's
and then
what
he
I'm
was
saying.
even wearing like a button-up shirt. Like, it was like a real interview.
He's cute. He'll dress like that.
No, he was coming from an actual interview too.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
so he was
okay.
coming from an interview, and it was funny because I was like, "Hey, bro, just come through, like, come check it out." And I mean, I'm not doing shit today, so like, just come sit with me and sit for a little bit and see what the fuck. So this fool, tell me why this motherfucker thinks he like has to show me his cock. Like, you're talking about threesomes right now?
No, and then he
Yes.
was talking about his dick, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I have a private Snapchat, and like most of my followers are gay men." And he was just like talking about it doesn't affect him. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like that's like refreshing, you know. It's nice." And then he was talking about how his best friend was gay, and like he was telling about that story
Yeah, about
where
the
like the
threesome and shit.
threesome, and then
Wait, he showed you.
So okay,
his
so okay,
dick? Like,
so
you
okay,
saw
check
it?
this out. Check this out. Not here in live,
In person.
but on his
He was
fucking
like-
phone.
just
Watch
kidding.
out where you're sitting. Okay. okay.
Oh,
So this
shit.
motherfucker. So like we start getting into it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, OnlyFans." He's like, we should definitely talk about the OnlyFans because that thing's popping right now. Everybody's doing it. Da da da. He's like, I actually tried to get an OnlyFans account, but I guess he couldn't do it because he had to verify it or something like that, and he couldn't get verified. So he's like, I just made a fucking a private Snapchat. A premium Snapchat. And he's like, my first customer was this fucking guy that wanted to,
I guess he would always request him
to like have sex.
Or pictures or like
shit like
something.
That.
And
so
he was like, nah, I'm not, I don't, that's not how I roll.
He's like, that's not how I roll. But then the guy was like, oh, $50. And then he's like, oh, shoot, $50? Shit.
I'll send you a video.
He's like, I send him a video that I usually send to girls. So I was like, damn, okay, fucking savage. So that's how his fucking... his role started in the premium Snapchat fucking life. So, and I'm like, bro, how do you feel about that? Like, just having fucking guys like, like jerk off to you. Like, bro, that's fucking crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. If it's gonna pay the bills. And he's like, fuck it. He's like, I don't know. I don't care. But he was like, yeah, I didn't know have threesomes. And, he's like talking about his ex-wife and how like they were going to have a threesome one time. But then like the girls or like the ecstasy pills didn't hit him. And didn't hit his girl, so it kind of like wore off, and it was like kind of like at the end. And then he's telling me about other threesomes, and he's like telling about these two white girls that hit him up, and they were like, "Hey, you fit the description. We were trying to have a threesome." And I was like, "Damn!" Like, where do you like? Okay, like I've never had somebody go like, "Hey, you fit the description, motherfucker. Come through." Like I'm like, "Damn!"
And there's two of us.
There's two of us.
But it was like his homies. Friends, right? His gay best friends.
Well, that was one, and then like the one that he showed me the video, like okay, so the one that was like his homie, like it was his homie and his boyfriend, and then like some other chicks,
two girls,
and they were like, hey bro, we got a hotel, come through the hotel, da da da. And he was like, bro, and it was going good. He was like, I was on the bed, like one chick was like sucking my dick, the other girl was like da da da, kissing me and shit like that. And then I just turn around and I see my fucking homie just getting clapped from the back, just getting bam, bam, bam.
He was all moaning and shit.
He was like, I can't do this, and he fucking straight walked out of this fucking hotel.
Oh, hell no! I would have kicked down my homie. Be like, can you go to the bathroom, bitch?
Well,
this boner's going down.
Fuck, dude. It's like, I mean, para eso te invitaron. Vamos a coger todos, no? You can't be like, oh, no, but you bro, go in the bathroom. He's like, he's like, I'm not homophobic or anything like that. He's just like, I just couldn't do it. No. He's like, I got grossed out. He's like, I left. He's like, I went to the car, thought about coming back in. He's like, I stayed outside the hotel for a little bit. Then I fucking came back in and just fell asleep. The girls weren't kind of feeling it anymore, and they were done and shit. So, and he was like, that was my second time. He's like, but the third time, this is the third time. He's like, that's when, he's like, these two girls hit me up, and they were trying to go, trying to have a threesome and shit. And he was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, let's do it.
For their OnlyFans or something.
Because I think they're doing an OnlyFans too or something like that. So like, and then they were like, oh, we're gonna have a kickback tomorrow and shit. So that's that's how they met up together and shit. And that's when he fucking like he shows me his phone and shit. He's like, oh, I think I got it. I thought this fool was gonna show me like, like him clapping some chick or fucking like eating her out and
titties,
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, this fool fucking pulls it out, dude. These bitches got this dick in their mouth. They're like both fucking slobbering on it. I'm like, bro, like really? Like I was like, this is the first thing you want to show me? Like, bro, like what is this? No. Like I was like, damn, bro, like I didn't say anything. I should have said something, but he was like more like a shell shock. I was like, what the fuck? Like this was just fucking.
He was probably really, really proud of that
He's
video.
really proud of his dick. I think he
is proud of his dick. And I'm going to throw it out there. Oh,
They're like, don't wake it out there.
And he randomly sends me like shit of like, well,
he takes those pictures of him off and shit. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of like go through his Snapchat, but he has like when he's at the gym and shit.
Oh no, but
he's all cut up and shit.
Mm-hmm. And then but he'll like put like he'll send me like he recently sent me to like of like whatever there's something happening at Ricky's or whatever DJs and stuff because he has DJ friends.
So you open it thinking, right?
Yes. So when that happened, I was like, never commented again. Sorry to blow you out, but hey. It seemed like the perfect time.
Yeah, I felt like I got to know him way more than I should.
I know, right? He's an open book,
and
that's kind of what he was trying to, what he was getting at is like, he's just, he's been through, a lot of different things, and it's just like, it's just experiences, bro, that we all have and things that we all go through, and some people are more gifted than others. Some people are, just more chill, you know, just depending on the game that you spit, depending on who you are, where you hang out, you know, so shit like that. Like I can see, like that's where he gets that, you know what I mean? Like the, you know, being in the party scene, like being in the military, like it's like ego, like a lot of it is kind of like coming in with us. It's kind of the same thing as a show. Like we come in here and we're like, hell yeah, man, we're ready to roll. Boom, this is our, you know, you're Wix by V, you're Little, and I'm DJ Nancy, and like that's the that's the coat that we put on, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same thing, and that's like the vibe that I got from him. It's like, you know what I mean? Like this is who I am, this is what I do, and then that's just it. You know, like this is.
And he's always been like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's always been like that. Like a little. I don't know if he mentioned, because I have not watched it. It's been really crazy, but I'll definitely watch it this week.
It's good.
When I met him in high school, and he was in the Traviesos crew in the LTK. What is it? Party scene.
The party scene.
And then I don't even recall what happened. But something happened, and then like he started his own party crew, and he had the balls to be like, I'm Travieso. And we were all like, okay, you know. That's just how he is, very confident, very like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do.
And that's what we were talking about too. We got into it a little bit about the party background and stuff, and kind of like how he, you know, he was with TOK, and then after TOK, they kind of split up, SAP, and then like I even told him a little bit about like, you know, like kind of like the things that happened to me, as to like kind of like the end of the party days, where one of his friends, even like close friends to ours, you know, ended up getting stabbed at the party where I was DJing at. So that was back that was back in San Marcos, off of
in San Marcos,
off of what is it called? Fuck, I forgot. I'll remember.
Barham?
But over there, no, not Barham. It's Las Posas. No, after Las Posas is
Rancho Santa
Fe. So we were like in Rancho Santa Fe, and we were at a party. It was like 3 a.m. Party was going good. It was like 2:30, 3 a.m. You know, the house owner was like, okay, we've had a good night. I think we should call it. I was like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. You know, I'll play, 20 more minutes. We're almost done. You know, we'll call it off at 3. Right as soon as I said that, like fucking, like a fight started breaking out. I don't know, some guy was like drunk or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. The thing was that there were some cholos. There was some fucking party people. And this motherfucker ended up getting stabbed in the bathroom. He got stabbed like fucking, like, I don't know, a bunch of times, because the guy bled out right in front of us. All my turntables fell to the ground. Like all the gangsters jumped me. Like I was fucking like, yeah, because I got on the microphone. I was like, everybody get the fuck out. And I think the gangsters thought that I said, fuck you guys, get the fuck. Or like, I don't know what the fuck they thought. They thought I was claiming something or whatever the fuck it was. And they all turned on me. Like, it was crazy. Like, I remember that night. It was just like everybody turned on me, and then they were like, fucking get him. And they just fucking. So I just like crawled into like a little ball on the ground, and I just fucking, everybody's like jumping me and shit. And I was like waiting for my homie. Like, I had this one big old homie that was like a big old fucking buff ass motherfucker. And I was like, where the fuck you at? And then he was like, starts fucking swinging guys off of me and shit like that. By that time, all my equipment's on the ground. There's a guy bleeding on the floor. And I guess like some other people got stabbed, because the guy that was stabbing people was just stabbing people as they were leaving through the door and shit.
For no reason.
Gangster shit, whatever the fuck. I don't really know what the fuck it was going on. But I was like, that was kind of like my demise, as in like the party scene. Like after that, I just like, I took off, and I wasn't really a part of the whole thing anymore.
Hell no. But after shit like that, it's
and that's what we talked about. Like, you know, it's just like, you know, back then it was like when we started partying, girl, like remember, like, you know, like our parties were fucking lit no matter who the fuck went. Like it wasn't like
even kickbacks. I remember our fucking kickbacks,
and we were just chilling. It was just to hang out and have fun. But until the fact that came in, like where it's like main head and all these things, like people are like, they get power, and we know what happens. You have to defend your crew. So what happens? Entonces empiezan a pelear. So what happened? These gangsters started coming in, and we were just letting gangsters hit because we didn't want them to fuck up our parties and stuff like that. So now you got crews, and you got taggers, and then you got fucking gangs. So all this shit started to happen in the party scene, and that's what kind of led to the demise, because now cops are fucking straight looking for us. Now it wasn't like, oh, it's just some fucking kids having parties. No, it was like,
this is an organization.
There's fucking gang shit going on. You know, there's fucking people getting stabbed, getting killed. And then we went into the whole part of like breaking in and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely listen to that one. It's a fucking, it's a good one. And like I said, like the homie, he's fucking chill. I mean, like you fucking know him probably a little bit better than I do.
I know him just longer, but I don't
know. You know, yeah. I mean,
we
like
kicked
longer
it
and stuff
so
like
much. That. Like, so, you know how me and you and like our people, we kicked it like that. I kicked it like that with him, like during like 17, 18 years old. Like, obviously even like high school. Like I remember him being like brand new to the school, and he came from Encinitas, and I love Encinitas, and I always kind of like claim to like Encinitas better than Carl's.
Yeah, and that was the thing that he was telling me. I was like, I didn't know about that. Like, I didn't know that I thought you were coming from like Vista or shit like that. I didn't know that he was like Encinitas. And Encinitas is like more preppy white people. But then there also is like a hood there and shit. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, they are.
You know, it's kind of like when I remember when I was in like middle school or high school, I was at like Opportunity, and there was like this kid that came from Poway, and we're like, fuck, who the fuck bangs in Poway? Isn't it like all rich people? Fool? They're like, Poway S's or Poway Locos or whatever. And I was like, damn, like motherfuckers, like they rapping back there and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
But definitely, he wants to be a fourth. So
okay,
you guys, you tell me right now.
This is the truth. I'll give my side, how I feel. Okay, it was cool. He was like, oh yeah, like I could be the fourth, whatever. But in the beginning, that's exactly what we said. We're gonna build this shit up, and then all of a sudden, someone's gonna want to tag along and be like, I want to be a part of it. Yeah. And that's the part. Like, I don't care. He's cool, whatever. Like, you know, you guys have rapport, whatever. To me, that's like where I'm kind of like bringing someone new in, like to fill a spot that we don't even have. To me, doesn't make sense. I would love to have him on the podcast as a guest and kind of like dive in a little bit into the party scene, because I wasn't a part of it, but I would party, you know. I wasn't in a crew or anything, but I would go to the parties. You know, I remember those Valley Center parties. I remember that mansion in Valley Center. And there was like a courtyard. It was like an hacienda looking type, and we would just all hang out in the courtyard.
Yes. You know who got that place? I did.
No way.
I got that place. You know why? Because I went to go buy some DJ equipment from the guy that was the owner of the house. And when I walked into that house, this guy had a fucking huge ass living room, like high ceilings and shit. And this fool had a whole DJ set up there.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, this is just for the family, because when they come over, like, they like to party and like have fun and shit like that. And then I just get back there and I'm like, hell yeah, bro, that's sick. I was like, bro, your house is sick as fuck. Can I throw a party here? He's like, yeah, dude, how much you... And I was like, I'll fucking pay you for that shit. And then that's how I brought it in. So after I started throwing...
Yeah, because that was like parties right there, a regular place that we would party at.
It was a fucking regular spot. They burned it the fuck out. So like after I started... And you know, that's where I fucked up. I was young. I was just like, oh yeah, let's get fucked up, da-da-da. But I should have looked at it as a business perspective. Like, I should have told the guy, hey, this is my contract. Like, this is my spot. Like, I want to be able to just do business with you. Anybody that wants to come through here has to come through me and then pay me and then pay you and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'll make sure you get paid. You know, like, don't take any fucking from any. But then that's what started happening. Everybody started, you know, throwing parties there, started burning. They didn't give a fuck about the spot. So that just became that. You know what I mean? It just became that spot to just burn out. And that's what happens, you know, like, you know, people don't give a fuck. It's not the same. You're not dealing with, you know, that you know, like that mutual respect, you know, and now it's just like, the guy fucking rents it out. It doesn't fucking matter. But we used to fucking tear that shit up right there. They had a little courtyard in the front. We put the DJs and shit. So, fuck.
Yeah, I think I remember I went to like a Halloween party there or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a shitload of parties. I mean, I remember with TYD, we did like at least like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then like TOK came in. And then everybody else started grabbing it and shit like that. So,
yeah.
See, I think that'd be cool if he like came on and like gave us a timeline of you know, kind of bring it back, and then like you guys are obviously knowledgeable about that time.
And there's a lot of YouTube videos too.
And I think that would be really cool, like to have him on like that as a guest, you know, and like kind of deep dive into like, you know, his history a little bit. But you're not getting my vote, sorry.
Alrighty, all right.
Well, I didn't know we were voting, but with me, we are here celebrating a year. I mean, how much shit we've gone through. Our huge upgrade. Hello, look at our studio.
Look at me now.
Look at me now.
And it's nothing like, I'm not saying yes or no. Like, I guess I can't give a vote. All I could say is it's been a really hard journey, and we've learned, and you know. Sucks for Jorge because usually he's waiting on the queens here. We arrive late, or you know, or shit like that, or sometimes we say 7 but we're like, oh no, 8, and like we all like, I feel like we're like just like I mentioned in the beginning, we are that tripod. We, you know, right now everything's good, we're good. I'm happy that you got to like have them, and maybe we can have like focus on having like more guests. And then I just feel like anybody that does come forward and like we end up saying, yeah, let's have a 4th person, there has to be like effort and work, like, and because we've done that. Like, we've all built this, we've all invested our time. I guess money. And money. Yeah. Hello, it didn't fall from the sky. We all just work really hard, and I feel like we need to continue enjoying what we deserve because we worked our ass off, and then we'll just let it be, just let it be, and whatever, if it's gonna be, it's gonna be.
So another point to that, like one of the things that I've been, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I watch a lot of podcasts on YouTube. So one thing that I notice about YouTube and like with podcasts is like there's a lot of behind the scenes. So when it comes down to like even having like video setup, video production, excuse me, when you have like just even like the backdrop and stuff like that, even like camera settings and stuff like that, there's more people behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's like a whole team effort. Because people will come in and like, oh cool, like it's ready to go, bam bam. But in order for us to get to that next level, I feel like there needs to be more topics, more like more entice spice. People para que venga, so they come back. That clickbait.
Yeah,
and stuff
he
like
definitely
that.
has clickbait.
He definitely has that clickbait of like, hey, like damn, like even like I the way that I put that one, the title, I was like threesomes, party scenes, and whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean?
That's why I was like, maybe that's not appropriate for Sip.
So so I was just like, like it's just kind of just like you gotta pick at different things around us and see what's gonna work. And even like that, like even just having somebody like even behind the scenes, like, hey, like this is what's gonna be going on today, these are the topics that we have you researched this, like have you done like and he was talking about that. He's like, bro, I'll research, like do a couple like different segments, like we can do this and that. That's and cool. Be able to bring in ideas and stuff so we can all grow together, because we're taking it to the next level again. You know what I mean? Not just like the fact that it's just going to be us three sitting down or us four, but maybe even start building a team behind the scene. Even start looking for people that are like, okay, I don't need to be on camera, but if we have a microphone set up on the side, you can always like put in your input. You know what I mean?
Like evolve too.
Yeah,
like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Things like that. Because it's just like it does take a lot of people. Even like if somebody were to just like take care of the computer, and every time we talk, somebody's like going back and forth with the monitors and like putting the camera focus on each one of us. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can't do that because I'm like, oh shit, I forget to change the camera, so I just leave it on two cameras, just looking at each other. So things like that, that I think that will be better, and we can produce better content for the people, for the viewers, like out there, and for us to start actually taking it to the next level, because I want to start doing like full-on interviews, like invite people that are actually knowledgeable, like even just like with scary stuff, with UFOs, with like things like that kind of like out of the norm and stuff like that, things that we're like attracted to, because there is so many things going on in life between ourselves that we feel energy, we feel like other people, we feel vibrations, we feel negativity, and it's just like people that know how to explain that and know what they're talking about. That's always good too. It's a good input to bring it in.
Like Deb, I was just thinking Deb. We said that before. Like Deb would be amazing.
Is that your massage?
No, our acupuncture lady would have been cool too.
Yep.
One of my clients who's like super like knowledgeable. She would be cool. She just got a facelift. She looks bomb.
Oh, wow.
Fuck yeah, she looks bomb.
So bring her in.
Yeah,
I mean, and we can start doing, like just start. If we can start telling people like, hey, 2 weeks in advance, hey, like maybe we'll start planning out like, hey, at least once a month we'll have a guest. Once a month we're gonna have somebody that's gonna rotate into the hot seat, whatever. We give them that hot seat. We can be like the hot seat right there, and then you have the girls on the side, or you can be right here right next to me. Boom, boom. So things like that I think that want to rotate.
I would love to make people feel a little like, like on that uncomfortable when you ask those like uncomfortable questions.
And even they do. Like even
like how we felt that day.
Yeah. Even when like Tony, like Tony came in and put us on the hot spot, and
how's
was like,
Tony?
So Tony's like,
where he at?
Tony
he used to come visit us.
And now he doesn't. Now he doesn't even visit me no more. He's like, don't worry, homie, I got the podcast on lock. We'll get back to it soon. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. Take care of your life right now, bro. Get that ring on that finger. Well, no, actually, he was telling me like he's been having some issues. So I'm like, all right, come back. Just kidding.
Come tell us.
Come tell us.
Little and I fucked that up, huh?
No, I don't even think so. Like at the end, I think he fucked it up himself. You know what I mean? 100%. You know what it is. Like like I mean, I really don't think like his girl was like super into the podcast where she was like, oh, I'm gonna go back and re-listen to it.
She sounded like she would have.
After all the research she did.
Yeah.
So shout out Richard, man, fucking Travieso, man, from fucking and plus he's out here in the party scene too. He's with Young O and stuff, and he's doing like they do Margarita Mondays. So
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, so that's why he promotes and stuff, and he helps them promote, and even like, you know, like he's a big supporter of DJs too. Like, you know, he's a supporter of the homie. Like he goes and like they go whenever they go to like Sevilla and stuff like that. He's like, you know, like, you know, just somebody there that's going with the homie, you know. I mean, a lot of the times with us DJs, like when we go out to gigs, like there's nobody really, like I don't have anybody, like I don't have somebody that goes with me and to gigs or da. You know, sometimes most of the time it's just like I wing it by myself. So it's just like it's cool to have that type of backup. It's cool to know that he's that type of friend. You know, it humbles you. You know what I mean? It's just like there's different. Yeah, you can be cocky, but then at the same time, like you know where your beliefs are and where you stand. You know, and you're like, damn, that's cool. Like that's a good person.
And I know you guys got to meet like the crazy, or at least you were probably like, oh shit, you know, like I mean, I don't know what he
like
said,
the strong part about it.
Legit being like completely honest, like the reason when I found out he was on it, the reason I was like bummed out was because we, like I said, we went to high school together, and when he had, I can't remember if it's like his car or not, but like he would like hook it up with rides. He would always like, we would go out to eat and like places like that. Like we kicked it so much. Like we hung out so much, and he's just so fucking down to earth. Like he's a homie, like the kind of homie that you know for sure. Like let's say, because I would drink a lot back then. He would watch your back, and it wouldn't be like the kind of homie that'd be like, oh, she fucked up, now we can, you know.
Yeah.
He was a legit
girl, I remember you guys
homie.
had my back, girl. Like how many fucking times did you not fucking drive me here? Yo, I would get fucked up at her apartment.
Horribly.
Like, horribly. These motherfuckers would ride on my ass. They would ride on my back. Like they would fucking ride everywhere.
Yeah.
Like one time I woke up, dude. My cousin, he will not let this go. He's like, bro, I remember one time, bro. He's like, you fucking ran from like your room to the fucking shower, bro. And I fucking took a double look in this and you were fucking. There was black ink all over your back, all over your chest.
You guys wrote on him?
Yeah,
we would all do that. That was the
just
thing.
Savage, bro. I was just like,
but that was the
my
thing.
God,
if you're like, the first one.
To pass out, and I think it was without shoes. With shoes, right? Because I mean,
with shoes, yeah,
with shoes, and that's the thing about it. Like, if you fucking pass out with shoes, like I don't even think they do that anymore.
What?
Motherfuckers are soft nowadays.
Oh no!
Like I remember, I'd be like, I woke up the next day, I'd be like, oh, pendejo, and I was just like, fuck, and then I would like look down, and I'm like, fuck, I'm like all red, and I would run into the bathroom. My face, then the problem is your face.
Always like, a dick on your face.
I'm like, why the face? You guys are
with Sharpie sometimes.
It was only Sharpie. What are you talking about? Sometimes it was only like there has to be a motherfucker like what do you put on first? Like your fucking wallet or your Sharpie? You know, like what do you fucking put in your pocket first before you leave to a party?
How did all these
like,
Sharpies?
Yeah, like how the
get
fuck?
Here?
Like how the fuck these motherfuckers bring a Sharpie to a fucking kickback or a party? And
seriously, because there was always a Sharpie. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and I remember Edwin had the Chrysler, the big Chrysler.
Yes.
Remember? And I remember one time we were right here at the stop sign. We were right here at the stop sign, and it was like, "Where the fuck does Nasty live?"
Oh my god,
like,
yes.
I don't know.
Nobody knew.
Foggy, like
nobody
and I was like,
knew.
I
He was so fucked up, and we were like, where does he live? Like we knew it was Esco, and we lived in Vista.
Yeah, so we were coming down from Vista.
And everybody was like, I don't know, and I don't know. And one of my girlfriends, Blush, she was there, and she's like, I don't know. Like we were all freaking the fuck out. Like where does he live? And then in my head, I'm like, why are we driving him home if nobody knows where he lives? You know, in this big old gangster car,
this big old cholo car, like
fucking and then Edwin with his big old flannel chilling, you know,
dude,
driving.
That's so hilarious.
That was and then you did. You were like. There.
A stop sign, turn left,
and then it was crazy because we just dropped you off, and you were like good, and we're like, bitch, we just fucking carried you down the stairs from my apartment.
Yeah.
And that one time,
crazy.
I had just moved in, and we obviously had a kickback. He comes through. Everybody came through.
Yeah.
And we only had. I mean, we were fucking poor. I mean, we're still poor, but you know, we weren't. You know.
Well, it was a young couple starting out.
Yeah, we were fucking
apartment.
18 years old. Yeah. We didn't have shit.
I remember I was stoked. I was like, this girl got an apartment. I know. That's our next Christmas.
Every fucking weekend. So he got so fucked up that he, like, I think I've said this in the podcast before. He had my Tinkerbell blanket, and he was so fucked up, and like he threw up on it. And I didn't know if to like cry because that was my only blanket. I was gonna be freezing at night,
no.
or to like help him. But okay, I'll help him.
Like, oh, fuck.
But you hooked it up. He then later on, I remember you came with your dad. and you dropped off like this big leather white couch, bomb ass couch, 2 TVs, and I don't even know what else you guys brought. But you guys like they hooked it up. They like took my little apartment. Nothing to like boom.
And that's funny because I remember like I was just like, fuck it, why not? Let's just fucking give it. I was like, that's crazy. You know, the homegirl just got a spot. Like, that's crazy. I remember, like, you know why? Because me, like, I've always been like the type of person that's like, oh, like, you know, this is a good deal. Oh, look at right here in the garage sale. Oh,
yeah, but you didn't even sell it to us.
I don't even. No, I know.
You just brought it and even drove it there.
Yeah, we put it up the stairs and everything. And shit.
Yep.
Porque ya sabía que iba a estar sentado ahí.
He's like, this is where I'm kicking it at.
For real.
We love that couch because we called it the lighter eater because it would always like we would always find like lighter.
Yeah, that's so true because it was like leather and it's like super like spongy and shit, so everything would just fall right the fuck off. Yeah, that's so hilarious, man. That was back. Cool. That was back in the day. That was a fucking.
So we go way back.
That's the party crew days and shit. Damn, that's fucking.
See, that's the kind of homies you need.
Like that.
Yeah.
You need homies like that. You can't just be like, oh, you know, boom, boom, boom. It's like real homies.
Yeah. And you know what? And you know, he got me thinking a lot too. Like he got me thinking, like, damn, like why wasn't I friends with like a lot more guys, like a lot more like, you know, like homies. You know, like I was like, it really got me to thinking like of like the way that we men are. You know, like I feel like we shy away from people that from other men that are just like more vibrant than us, that we feel like they get more bitches. Like I remember that's how it was back then. You know what I mean? It was like, this fool's getting more bitches, or you know, this fool's like talking to her, or this and that. And it was like at the same day, like it was all a game. Like we're fucking all trying to get whatever we can. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, you know, like we were out there getting drunk, you know, flirting with chicks, you know, like yeah. You know, I remember the times that I got some. I remember the times that the homie got some. The times that we never got none. Like we were going home fucking 5 a.m, 6 a.m, all fucking bellows with no bitches. Like
fucking Manuela's gonna have to come through.
Nothing and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and there's times when we just hung out with women and then we were like with girls and we were just like, it would just chill, and then they would go home and then nothing would happen and we'd just chill. You know what I mean? It was that like that simpleness of like life, but it got me thinking like, damn, I should have had more homies, like, you know, people that I could have like hang around with and like actually learn things. Because like I think about him and I'm like, damn, like you're a pretty smart guy, like you're pretty like,
oh yeah, on top of that, he's super smart, you know, in school. Did he tell you that?
Yeah. So like, he's like down to earth, and you're just like, damn, okay. But you know, back then we weren't thinking about shit like that. You know, I would have never thought like, oh damn, like I need to have friends like and you know, you're just like a fucking knucklehead just being a party boy and shit. So I'm like, it gets me thinking about that, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad that I have like these friends still that are kind of close and like I can still go back to and like shoot the shit with, because I think that's at the end of the day, that's kind of what humbles you, because you're like, damn, bro, like, okay, damn, you got that, okay, all right, cool. Well, I need to step my game up over here, you know, like, because shit, what are you doing, you know? So and instead, I think back when we were younger, you were thinking like, damn, it's more competition. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you like see that, the homie as a competition.
Always.
You're like, what the fuck? You know, like we're all partying here together, and
when
that's
we should
what
be
happened.
Learning from each other.
And that's what happened in the party scene. Like it wasn't like it came back to like who's best, who's this, who's that, instead of like, what's damn, we're all here to fucking party. That's at the end of the day. Like we're all here just to fucking party. We're all here to have fun. Whether it was in Ramona at some fucking like dead end, some sketchy ass dead end. I remember oh my god, like I would get fucked up at these like random places, and then like I didn't even know how to get home and shit. And then like I would just like trust somebody to take me home.
Isn't that
like
crazy?
How the fuck is that crazy? Like
that is so crazy.
You know, like you're just like, they're like, where's Nasty? Oh, he lives in Esco. Fuck it. All right, we'll fucking take him down the hill and shit. Like leave your hands in fucking like somebody else's drunk driving and shit. Like damn. I remember a couple times I passed out.
And back then, like drugs, I mean, just like now.
But
drugs were like,
but we weren't like hard drugs. Like I feel like the hardest thing that we were doing were the balloons, the Nos tanks, and the fucking and ecstasy, and like we talked about ecstasy, and which was and the other one was the dust off. Yeah. The dust off gets you fucking stupid.
See, I've never done that.
So like I remember like I passed out one time like and I fucking hit my head on the fucking asphalt. Like I'm like damn, and like I remember the first time that I ever did Nos, like. If you remember with TYD, when we were in San Diego at some party, and I fucking crashed, like I passed, I fell straight back, and like all I remember is fucking Desire coming and she was like, what the fuck, motherfuckers? Are you guys not taking care of him? Fucking Nasty just fell on the ground. And she like helped me pick
I could
me up.
so see her
you know
doing
what
that.
I mean? And that's how mad she was. Like she was just mad. Like, damn pendejos. Like, you guys are stupid. You guys are watching him right here. Nobody fucking watched him this for, like, you know, like just fall and fucking bang his head. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys aren't taking care of him. Like, you were supposed to be looking out, you know? And I was like, that's always kind of stuck in my head. Like, damn, that's fucking sick. Like, I was like, that's kind of what it is. You know, it's like, and that's what we built with the party cruise. It was like a family outside of your family and shit. You're like, damn, and you give each other nicknames and you did this and that, da da da. So,
but you're right. When the titles came in, that's when it was like,
yeah, because it was just like, main head, and whoever's the boss and whoever does this and you run the shit. And I was like, I don't know. And like, it kind of just like went into like a gang thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess so.
Well, then he started saying that like people had different intentions.
Yep.
As far as like when it came to the parties, they wanted to use it like as a way to sell drugs.
Yep.
And then when the titles came in, everyone was like,
But that's how it is. Like, you know, like anybody that's like a hustler is gonna be like, damn, there's a shitload of motherfuckers here. I can make some money. You know, but it's just it is.
But then he said, or you guys said that was like the downfall of the party scene.
Yeah, and that's, you know,
that's what it.
That in the gangster life.
That's what it came down to. Was, you know, everyone just sits in their little corner and does their drugs.
Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of how it was too. Like when I was partying downtown like a couple years ago, like the after parties, that's how they were. There, everyone was just like huddled with their friends or like in the bathroom doing drugs.
Really?
And yeah, like after like the after parties or like when people would go like hang out somewhere, everyone was always doing coke.
See, not with me. I remember like it was never like that. Like
our biggest thing was like drinking. Go to the fucking liquor store. Make sure you have enough beer for the rest of the night. You know, like that was like our thing. Like our thing was like you either have a bottle or you have like beer, like ready to go until fucking 5 a.m, 6 a.m, because we're gonna go have a kickback. Like that was the number one priority. Or looking for somebody to buy us beer and shit. So it's just
or who's gonna steal the bottle?
yes, beer runs.
Did you guys ever do any beer runs?
Guilty. I don't remember.
I can't lie.
No, you know what? I probably did.
See, one time I did it with these girls, and it was super sketchy because they went in there and so we got the liquor and stuff. We're ready to go. It's like, all right, my homie that had a truck was like meeting us. We had it all planned out, but they fucked up on the part where they started taking all this makeup. And when they did that, that's when I started getting like nervous because it was like, hell no, we're not here shopping. And then one girl got a magazine, and I think that's when I like lost my shit, and I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. Like, I can't do that. Like, we came in for a fucking bottle. Here you are getting a fucking magazine.
Because they're just gonna steal it.
And they stole makeup and all this other shit. And I remember like they came after us, and obviously because they took so long, you're supposed to just in out. They fucked up, and I remember like I went off on them so bad because it was just like, fuck no.
Like,
and
if you want to steal on your own time, steal on your own time. Like,
right?
Then it was just like, I mean,
you have one job.
It's just everybody grabs a bottle and then we fucking run out. That's part of the whole thing. So I don't think I ever did a beer run, but we were lucky to have like people around us
that would do it. We'd have our bitches.
I was very prideful on the fact that, you know, we would have our own money. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, I'm like, if a homie can buy it, or at least somebody close to us, or fucking bum right here.
I think it was more for like
fishing. I remember fishing outside of the
7-Eleven for the adrenaline and shit. Yeah, fuck.
But see, it was stupid.
But that's right.
Our producer in the house
fucking
yes,
fixed up this spot. So I came in from work, and this place was done up and shit, and I was like, damn. So
shout out Candy.
Sip 31st, 31,
happy
celebrating
anniversary.
a year. Happy anniversary, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Always YouTube and shit on our Spotify too, and Apple iTunes, dude. That's badass. So you guys got any scary stories? You guys got any que nos ha asustado lately? A ver. Besides predators.
The only thing that scares me is fake bitches.
Fake bitches.
That's the only thing. It's like, please, out.
Steer clear.
Steer clear. Well, it definitely is kind of, I mean, you know, like, people are scary in the fact that, you know, like, they show different, you know, vibes and shit like that. And I think that's why we always try to stay genuine. You know what I mean? I think staying true to yourself. And if you feel like you need to say something, I think you should say it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, also, like, when somebody tells you something, like, it's just, I think, I've been reading, I was listening to the 4 Agreements.
Yes.
Oh, good.
And it's like, you know, don't take anything personal. Yeah. You know, anything that comes in, like, no matter what it is, even if it's good, it's like, don't take it personal.
That's
true. You know who you are, and as long as you're true to yourself, that you can keep on going, and you will be able to, you know, as long as you're impeccable with your word, you know, you do what you're supposed to do, like, you know, you will have the blessings in your life, you know. So I think a lot of the times, you know, like, people talk to us because that's how they're feeling, and that's what the stuff that they need to do. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of scary shit when people have to tell us things, but it is what it is, you know. Like, I mean, I really don't know where I'm going with this.
I think we're gonna go home with this.
So
I think we should name this episode Traviesos.
Hey. So yeah, he's gonna.
Los
Traviesos. You're trying to get him super. He's gonna get wet.
This is our count.
Don't send us any dick pictures.
This is our counter. Our counter offer. We offer you to come be our guest.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll see how it goes.
My offer would be, if you're gonna throw another party, bring the 2008s, and then we do something like that, then you might have my vote.
Oh, hey, we were talking about parties though.
Yeah.
Like,
well, remember I told you I wanted to throw a party for Wigs by V. Like, I really want to throw. Obviously, Wigs by V's anniversary is like already here.
What about Friday? Let's have a party here. Hey, I'm just kidding.
In here?
It's because I was like,
we're gonna be unavailable for the
Wait,
next
this
one.
I can't either. 2 weeks for sure.
Okay.
Well, you already know we have to book it in the schedule. But no, I'm serious. Like have like a party or do something like that would be sick. Like, I think one of those ganas, like, I just want to dance. I want to drink. I want to chill. Maybe smoke.
Damn.
What'd you say? New Year's.
Oh, what about New Year? Ooh, New Year's is like,
it's on.
Yeah.
What do we have?
That sounds cool.
It's on.
I have no. Wait, do I have plans?
We don't have any
no,
plans.
I don't have
yet.
any plans.
Don't say anything because I can't. Book it in your calendar right now. I think we should
do that. I'm so down.
And invite everybody from the SIP that listens.
Ooh.
All our 5 viewers.
Our guests are 5 viewers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
At least they won't call the cops on us.
They won't call the cops on us. That's why I told Candy, I was like, I want to have a party on Friday.
Should we have a keg stand?
I was like, I'm going to invite everybody that likes my post. All 5 people.
If you like this post, we'll send you the address.
Wait. No, I'm serious.
Okay,
we should do it. We should get some kegs. I'm down for a keg stand.
God damn. She's like,
I'm so down.
She's really trying to take it back.
No, I'm serious.
She's trying to take it
dead
back.
on.
Okay. If you kick your leg, it means stop, right? I gotta remember. I gotta remember when you kick your leg. When you kick your leg, when they're holding you, you kick your leg.
That happened to me once, and I was like, okay, I wanted to stop, and they're like, yeah. They started like hyping me up more, and I'm like, okay. And I was like, no, I really gotta get down.
And then shit gets messy real quick with keg stands, so you gotta be careful. Sure, I remember for my 18th birthday, I got a keg, and I was doing keg stands and a dress.
Oh no!
A fucking dress. I was in a dress.
She got booked.
She was showing cheeks everywhere.
No, and then I was wearing it was like a halter top dress. It was like really nice, like silk.
So it probably went all the way.
So, but girls were just being hugged like this. So imagine being upside down. I had to hold on. So I was holding on, and then when they brought me up, I was just like, let me make sure they're still in there. Just not much, but
somebody grab my dress. Make sure it doesn't come down.
Hilarious. Yeah, no, I was totally in a dress during a cake stand.
Oh my god,
okay. Hey, so we
with the fucking crown.
Themes.
Oh hell yeah!
Hey, we gotta think about a theme though. So.
Damn, sure. If I could only get on my MySpace, I have some bomb ass pictures.
Why you can? Do you remember your name?
Well, yeah, but I don't think I can log in.
No, if you go myspace.com/whatever your thing is, it'll still come up.
Well, when I look myself up, I do show up.
Oh yeah, and then you can see your pictures.
Do you know which one I wish I could really go on? Photobucket.
Oh, I've done that. No, I don't want to remember that part of my life, honestly.
Especially because you could put that little emblem and then paste it on your back screen on your fucking MySpace. Damn,
that
talk about a throwback.
Bomb. I fucked up on not having that information. That would be cool.
I mean,
I wonder if you could still get into it.
That would be really cool.
It's a lot of years. It's just like
That was like the first social media platform.
Yeah, that was the shit back then.
MySpace was
nobody
bomb.
really knew what the fuck they were doing.
That's when you knew that they crossed you when you were done. You're not in my 8.
You're not in
my
my
top
8.
8. Fuck you, bitch. No, it's okay. You can take as many breaks as you want from me.
That's how it is, man. How many breaks can we take?
Oh, with me, you take one too long, I'm done. The minute you tell me, it's like, okay.
You have 30 days to respond.
Not even.
You got a 2 weeks.
You got fucking 30 seconds.
No
bitch.
money back guarantee.
Oh shit!
Nah, I'm everything they tell you, the good and the bad.
No,
that's why I like my outfit, because I'm like the death angel, and I feel like I'm an angel, but I'm also like in the death, because it's like I'm good and bad. It's like the yin and yang. Yeah. They tell you the good, they tell you the bad. Fucking believe both, bitch.
It's only bad if you want it.
I do fucking feel that, because like when I was like, when you were telling me about Traviesos and shit, and then you got like super mad.
I didn't get super mad.
I felt like you got super mad. Okay,
yes, you did.
I felt like it was
maybe
fucked
in my
up.
head. Maybe in my head, because like I'm reading this and
maybe because you knew it was wrong,
and I don't know where the exclamation points go. But I was like, damn, she mad. I was like, okay, well, what the fuck?
I just thought it was wrong, because I was like, I brought it to you guys' attention.
I didn't know it was him.
I brought it to the attention to the chat, and then all of a sudden I see that you guys film, and I'm like, I haven't seen my homie in years, and I felt like, okay, I brought it up, you went like and did your thing, which I at this point is like whatever, you know. But at that moment, I was like, okay, that's a little fucked up. That's kind of like, you know,
no,
it's like telling somebody.
Like, I'm glad that you said something about it. You know what I mean? Because most people,
it's like you came up on her idea.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I mean, I'll take the fault. You know, I'll be like,
it's okay. I didn't want to see his dick, so I'm good. That's good.
I took the fault. I was like, shit, I guess I fucked up. I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe, like for me, like Little said, she was like, it was more like an interview. Like he was interviewing him for the part, and I was like,
in the beginning, he was like trying to like
hype himself up.
And then like get you to be like, oh yeah, and then you know him, he's the sigue el rollo a todos. And I was just like, this is exactly what we warned each other about. I'm seeing a lot of red flags right here.
See, and that's so hilarious, because even when I got home, I told Candy, I was like, did I fuck up? And she was like, I don't know, like you guys figure it out.
Like, no me metas.
She's like,
producer,
she's like, I don't handle any of that stuff.
I was like, I don't know. I felt like I did, but I don't know. I was like, I just kind of invited him over. I was like, just for him to sit down and fucking, you know, like, and just chat with me and shit. But, you know, I was like, I want the girls to fucking like really pick his head and shit, and see and see from here who they are. Literally.
So can you please choose different words?
I'm sorry. I can't. Like,
God darn it. Yeah, see, that's why I was too. That's another reason why, because I was like, man, he's kind of dirty. This fool's gonna fucking come in here and like,
he would have had a little.
He's gonna get us in trouble with our partners.
Yeah, that's what I was
anything
gonna say.
That's what he's gonna do.
What's gonna happen? I'm like, okay. Fucking partner's gonna be like, oh yeah, so who was he showing him off to? They're like, I don't care about Nasty seeing it, but what about you guys? Did you guys care?
Oh, that's
so
so
I
funny.
was like, I mean, that's how I was like, bro, like maybe we might be able to keep this as like a men podcast. He's like, no, bro, I want to do it the sit podcast. I was like, all right, bro.
Oh yeah, ¿por qué tantas ganas?
Yeah, I know that's why.
And that's another thing.
That's
you know,
why I was like he was so like he felt like he got the job, you know. I mean, he got one job, but.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I was like, dude, to be honest, like for me, I brought him on. I was like, damn, I don't think the girls are gonna want something like that. But for him, it's like mostly like he's like, I just want to be able to bring in and stir shit up. You know what I mean?
No, and I'm sure there's more to him than his private Snapchat and his dick adventures, but.
And I'm glad he shared that with you, because I would have been a little like...
Yeah, I would have been like...
No, he was stoked. I was like, why do you... Like,
no, yeah, he was like busting out his phone. He was so excited to like...
Why? I was like, why do you feel the need to show me the part where they're both slobbing on your knob? I was like, I don't get it. I was like,
because I have a pretty dick.
I was like, show me them clapping. Fuck. I was like,
show me
I'm trying to see the bitches. Yeah, I'm trying to see the girls. I was like,
that'd be me.
Like,
I want to see the titties.
He showed me one, and like the girl was still wearing her underwear. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, whatever. It's like, I can see her ass, okay, but there's nothing. I was like,
and see, that's the thing with me too. Like I don't get turned on with like dicks or stuff like that. If I see girls and their titties, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I get more aroused with women than.
I think it's a fair thing to say that most women don't get from the internet, from posts that I've seen where girls are fucking mad because some fucking random guys send them a dick picture. They're not really amused. You know what I mean? It's just like it's kind of just like a sore thumb. It's just sticking out. It's just like I don't, you know. But you know, like once you get the imagination going and you're talking da da da. But like I'm like, to be honest, it's not like, you know, women are not looking for that, and that's like another thing that we can maybe talk about too. Like it's just different things that happen on. Between the aspect of what, you know, like the experiences that he goes through and how women talk to him, because like women talk to him way differently than women talk to me. Like I told you, like the girls hit him up and were like, hey, you're like the perfect candidate. I've never in my life had somebody come up and be like, hey, you, me,
fit the
and two
description.
girls,
right now.
You fit the description.
And they weren't a cop.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, there wasn't a cop. I was like, what? You know what I mean? That's the different universes, multiverses that we're living in. Everybody lives in this. You know what I mean? So you can, you know, like when you have women come up and tell you shit like that, or even the fact that, you know, like some chick, like he said he was buying a day after pill at the CVS.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
He was buying a day after pill. And then then the cashier starts, he goes, oh, Richard. Because I think he had his name tag. He's like, Richard. He's like, my boyfriend's name Richard, but I'll take you. And then I was like, damn. Like,
she was like, I'll pick you over him any day or something
I'll
like that.
pick you over him any day. This is the cashier. This was buying a day after pill, and this chick's like fucking throwing herself out to him. I'm like, bro, it's because she knows you're a gentleman. You buy the day after pill.
Nowadays, motherfuckers just be hitting you with the Venmo. Like, you take care of that yourself, sweetheart.
You go ahead and take. I'm like, dude, you're fucking at the CVS, fucking probably grabbing her a fucking
looking good with your name tag,
a choco milk and a fucking Plan B pill for her to wash it down with. I was like, man. So it's just like, I mean. What he wants to bring is the second male into the perspective of, you know, two girls, two guys and shit.
And he's a bachelor,
you know, and it brings into
it's
that
definitely a different dynamic.
The different dynamic and stuff like that. And like I said, you know, even, you know, start looking for, even start putting it out there to the universe, you know, like starting to find people that actually want us to do good and actually like come and help us out with production, you know, even with just finding stories, even just finding videos, even finding things that we can
he has stories and videos apparently, so.
Not private videos. I mean, leave those for your OnlyFans. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like doing different segments and shit like that. So I mean, we definitely want to keep it up. I mean, a year is a big milestone. Like I would have never seen ourselves like a year from the couches, and we came in and we were
with our little heaters.
They're still here. The couches are still here. We should just frame those motherfuckers.
Frame those fucking. This is gonna be worth a lot of money one day.
Yeah,
so
we sat on them.
It goes fast. It goes fast like that, and like I mean, I think, you know, with the more people, the more ideas, the more brain, and especially if it's people like you said, like why does he want? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I
did we get an answer?
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like what he wants is because he wants to bring in that different, you know, perspective into the conversation. You know what I mean? So bring in that, you know, like push the pencil a little bit.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
I follow him on
Snapchat.
Yeah,
because he
follows his
and he goes on his rants, and that's what I'm saying. Like he goes on his rants too. Like I hear his rants and shit. Yeah. Like, you know, he goes on like different perspectives of women, like what goes on with his life.
Or when he was in Mexico and
stuff
when he
was in Mexico, like I listen to that a lot.
And he's building a home in Mexico, which is awesome.
Things like that is cool. You know what I mean? Like people that are fucking naturally creative, that are able to put themselves on the spot. Like, you know, I like that. You know.
Yes,
and then I got to thinking, and you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I think why I brought him in was because I was like, well, why not? Like this is why I got into it. Like this is why I got into the podcast, because I want to give people a voice. I want to be able to just not for them just to hear my voice, but if anybody else wants to come in, so why not? You know, I was like, before you told me, like he's actually told me like a couple other times too, like, hey bro, get on the podcast, let me get on the podcast. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, let me see, So it was just kind of like
not until V said it, huh?
Yeah, when you brought it up, I was like, well, there's two people. Like, I was like, the universe is saying something. Obviously, like, there's something going on. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's him,
and it takes a lot of balls to like hit up someone, and be like, hey, let me be on your podcast.
And that's when I put myself in his shoes, and I was like, it takes a lot for me to be like, hey, bro, let me DJ your spot. Hey, bro, let me do.
Or like when you wanted, before you brought us in, this was your dream. This is what you wanted to develop, and you tried, or you had mentioned you had tried with like other
friends and everything
homies
like
or whatever, and it just never really just happened, because it does take balls. Like, I remember the first time I got on this microphone, I didn't like my voice. Now I love my fucking voice. It's like, yes, baby. No, but seriously, like, you find you get like that.
You're in tune with yourself. You know, you find yourself and who you are.
And that confidence.
The confidence builds up.
Yeah, because think about it, like, it does take a lot of courage to sit here and you know, just put your thoughts out, and for everyone to see you, you know, hear you. Like, it's not easy.
Criticize you. And, I mean, because we get pretty like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, people know why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the same thing. Like, oh well, anda acá haciendo esto. Oh, he's spending money over here. Like, look at this guy. Who does he think he is? Shit like that. Yeah. Like, people think about that shit.
They're gonna
people,
talk regardless.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like the same thing for me too. Like, sometimes I put myself in that. And thank God, like, I started like listening to that book, you know, like the 4 Agreements, because it is so true. Nobody gives a fuck what you're doing. Nobody gives a fuck what you say. Like, nobody, like, until the moment that you're actually doing something and you're actually doing something with your life, that's when people start giving a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or so when it hits a soft spot, or like when they wanted to do. When they wanted to do, or something that they just don't have the balls to do it. They don't have the courage. When I started like podcasting, this was like in 2018. Like, this was like 3, almost 4 years ago.
That's when you started
Rambling with Gambling.
Really?
Well, I was on another podcast called On the Coast podcast.
Oh, sweet.
So I had like my own segment, and then that's when I was like, I want to do this, like, but I want to do this on my time, on my own. And so I did. I started interviewing people, and then I finally got like one of those little microphones, those little
the little snowball
field recorders. And so I would just record in my car. Like, the sound was always perfect. It seemed so natural, like just being in the car, like having a conversation, like smoking. It was just like the vibe that I created in my car was my podcast. And like, even like after because in the beginning I was recording in a studio, and then after I started recording in my car, and I just felt like, for what I was trying to achieve, like the feeling that I was trying to give my listeners, being in the car was just that sound. It was different. It was more intimate. It was more chill. Like, you felt like you were in the back seat. It was just like this feeling that I wanted to bring, that I knew I couldn't achieve at a studio, because the studio is a setting. It's like you're here to record, you know? And like, when you're in the car, it's like, just everything just flows so freely, you know. It's not.
And I got that feel from that last podcast that you did with your homie, like, because I could hear the cars like zooming by. I could hear like beep beep, or I think we heard like a cops, or like there was like an ambulance that went by at one point. So like, it really gives you that vibe in, like, you know, like where you're at, the setting, like you're talking about. Like, it's that's and everybody, there's no right or wrong way to live this life. I think everybody does what they need to do to get by, and that's the fucking amazing part about it, that there is no right or wrong.
As long as you do it,
we are living our own dream.
You can record on headphones. Like, the Apple headphones have a mic, and that honestly, it's so clear. It's crystal clear. Those are probably one of the best investments you can have, is the older headphones with earphones, right? Because earphones with the little microphone, and then that in itself is like more than enough.
I've seen them doing that with the pods now and shit, and it looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is that you can get started. Like, we started, you know, we started with mics in hands. Like, I had a microphone in my hand. You know, like, there was like couches behind, like, you know, like, now we got a TV, we got like some cool lighting, you know, like, it's just
a cool ass table.
You start off like, and you build the dream, like, and that's what that book talks about. It talks about your dream. Like, you when you go to sleep, you dream, but when you wake up, you're also in a dream. And this dream, you're manifesting everything that you want in this life. And that's the beautiful thing about it, that I think that I've learned through this past year of being with Sip, of going at it with you guys and hanging out and, you know, drinking and, you know, getting the camera set up, like learning different things on the computer, how to edit, how to do the Instagram, you know, like it's all takes time. Like it all, you know, I'm like a person with like ADD, so I'm like I like over here in the podcast, then I'm over here fucking, you know, like tweaking something on Facebook and then finding a new hack to how to like load a video on the reels and
or
stuff
like
that.
looking up shortcuts on the keyboard and
looking
shit.
up shortcuts and stuff like that. So I'm just like, damn, like it really entices me to like do and be what I want to be and do whatever I want to do. And at the end of the day, it's like, as long as we're doing what we love and you're happy, your family's happy, and your aura is just, you feel great, like keep going, keep shining, and don't let nobody fucking stop your shine, man. I think that's a good way to kind of.
And even when they do, let them, because the darkness will go right out.
Well, it's just an impression of them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what this book's telling. It's like, don't take anything heartedly. Don't take anything personal. It is, you know, those people are telling you because that's how they feel about themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And as long as you let that get in, then you're letting that affect you.
Honestly, I remember, I love that book because it talks about like mirrors, how like people use you as a mirror. Sometimes they're like projecting certain things onto you, but it's really like how they see themselves, and so they look for that. So when you do something, they project it to you. Like I used to be friends with this girl. She was a fucking hoe, like a hoe, and I was cool with that. You know, like you're gonna be a hoe. You want to fuck? Do you? I never judged her. Even till this day, I never judged her.
You just said she's a hoe.
No, but she's stating facts.
But that's true.
But she was a slut.
I guess.
You're such a hater. Those are facts, Jorge.
Yeah, no, but it's true. Like she was hoeing around. She was fucking like a bunch of my friends, which to me was like cool. This girl had a boyfriend the whole time.
Oh.
And she would just be like, oh, like we're on a break or we're like not. And like to me, I was like.
Like damn,
you've literally had a boyfriend this whole time. But even then I was like, girl, do you? Even then I didn't care to like have her hanging out, because you know they say like you are who you hang out with, but I didn't care. To me, she was cool. She was always cool with me. We got along, and that's all that mattered to me. Like who you want to fuck, or if you want to cheat on your boyfriend, whatever, like that's not my business. He's not, I don't know him, you know, like that's not, whatever. One time this guy hits me up, which apparently she was fucking him too. They used to like work together, and like she was like pretty much living with him, and like this dude had a daughter, so she was like around the kid, whatever. And like she just like started saying all these things about me. Some were true, but she was hella adding, you know, fire to the flame.
Sauce.
And
I think I know this story.
And she was just like telling him like all these things like about me. Some were true, like shit that I did. Nothing like crazy, because like I always like I was always very like private with my shit, like who I was fucking with or whatever. So she like told this guy that she was dating like all these things. Obviously some of them were true, but then she also told him all these things that she did, but she said that it was me that did it.
Ooh.
So
like she felt more comfortable being like
she's like, I'm gonna tell you everything I did, but I'm gonna say that she did it.
You know what?
Like it would just take away something from my heart.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie, but I've done that before.
You have?
Yeah, back when I was I remember I told.
But see, that's very
girl at the moment,
narcissistic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think
it's because narcissistic. Really, because I dated this guy too, a couple years ago.
Because it bit me.
And he would bring up girls and like tell me things about girls, and like I'm a fucking psycho. I knew his Instagram logins, and so I would log on to all his shit, and I would read all his shit, and I would, when he would go, because he would like work out of town, so when he would go out of town, he would kick it with a bunch of bitches, and I knew all these bitches he was kicking it with, but he wasn't my man, so I wasn't gonna be like, you know, but I knew, like, me knowing, I was just like, I'm already fucking beating you at your own game, motherfucker. Damn. And he would bring up shit, like this one girl that he was fucking around with, like in the Bay Area. she was like dressed up something for Halloween, and he was like, oh, I follow some girl and she was like this for Halloween, and I fucking knew who this bitch was, like, and she dressed up as that for Halloween. So he would like tell me little things and I'd be like, motherfucker, I know exactly who you're talking about. Like, damn. That's fucking weird, like that people go out of their way and just like try to like throw you a fucking bone. Damn. When motherfucker, I've been knowing. Anyway, so this girl, she like went and told this guy a bunch of things about me, and this guy has been following me on Instagram, whatever, for years, and he was like, I just thought it was so weird. He said, you don't seem like that type of person, so like I honestly, like, I just wanted like to hop on a call and talk to you.
He was your friend though too, right?
I knew him, but I've never met him. Oh, okay, I ended up like meeting, like I ended up like knowing him a little bit after that, but he was just like telling me all these things. And then one thing that really like just rubbed me the wrong way, where I was like, fuck this bitch, I'm unfollowing her, like I want nothing to do with her. But at this point I hadn't seen her in like over 2 years or something. She told him that one of my friends raped her.
Oh shit.
She told him that...
Did she fuck him?
Yes, she had been fucking him.
Oh.
And so this girl was like younger than me. She was younger than me by a couple years. When she was 19, I was like 21. And so she couldn't get into the clubs, but I had all the plugs. So I would get her into the club. And like we would party. Like I was so cool with her. Like, and people told me like, don't fuck with her. She's fucking weird. Like people had warned me about this girl. But to me, it was like, oh, she's nice. You know, like she's never like...
Yeah, she's not a bitch to me.
And like she started off like being my client. Like I used to braid her hair, and then so like we ended up kicking it, whatever. And then so she made those accusations about my homie, and I know that shit didn't happen because I was there that night and I slept on the couch. And I remember her like getting up and going to his room, and like they both walked into his room, and the next day we were fine. Like obviously I knew what it was. I was like condoning her hoism, and I was like, fine, you know. I'm like, do what you do. Like I have
that's a shirt,
like also, yeah.
Hoism. What is my bed?
So she had been doing that. She accused this, you know, my homie of doing that. And so, you know, I got on a call and I told him like, you need to be careful, like make sure you don't talk to this girl, because like I knew it wasn't true, and like I'm not gonna be one to like question anyone's accusations, but I was there. Like I knew, and you had been fucking him, and you fucked him well after. So okay, so that had happened, and then there was like another time where it was like my homie's birthday, and like we all like went partying, and we all went back to his house at the end of the night. And so it was me and this girl. We were on his bed, like we were passed out, and homegirl, the one that was saying all these things about me, was waiting for that guy that she had said that raped her, for her to come over, because he was in San Diego and he was gonna drive all the way over here to like bone her.
Damn.
So
some good D right there. Damn.
So okay, so she was waiting up.
This story. I'm sorry.
She was waiting up for him, whatever. But while she was waiting, she decided to fuck the birthday boy.
Oh no! Damn, double D.
So I was asleep already on the bed, and then the girl that I was with, the next day, she was like, dude, she's like, I woke up in the middle of the night and she was fucking him. And then so the homie came and then fucked her too. And then the next day I woke up, I did not know like what had happened. I just remember passing out. And yeah, like I didn't know about all of this until like later. And then I was just like, this fucking bitch. I mean, good for her. I mean, that's what she wanted to do. But then she used that story against me. Damn. And she told the guy that I was the one that like fucked two guys on the bed while she was sleeping. But she was the one that was fucking, my homies while me and the other girl were sleeping.
Damn.
But not in the same bed.
No, they were in the same room, and so I don't know if they were on the same bed. I don't know. When I woke up,
I remember some stories. Like
when I woke up, it was her and my homie in the bed. So my homegirl had left like early in the morning. So I was just like, whatever, you know, like.
Wait, nomás despertaste si el pinche cuarto olía puro pinche sexo, güey.
I feel like that shit would wake me up.
I was done, dude. I was so fucked up. There's even videos of me at the club, and I was like, I was already shit faced. That's when I used to have my little wax pen, like back then when like it was like actual wax. It was actual wax. So I was like on a sick one. I had been drinking.
Damn.
And so so she used that against me, and then she like also said like some shit like when I went to Chicago, I was like kicking it at some whorehouse or something, and I was like, damn, I sound fun. Like you make me sound like a great time.
Damn.
So there goes to show you that people do use you as a mirror, and they'll make you look like shit, and really they're just saying how they feel about themselves.
That is true, man. That is true. Fuck. Damn, that's crazy. So I try not to talk shit no more. Don't talk shit, because then it'll be like,
I talk shit
that's
to their
how you
faces.
Feel.
I do. I feel like if you are, you have to say it to their faces.
And that's another thing too. Like it talks about that too. Like it's like, hey, you know, if you're talking from your heart and from the truth, then you know you should be cleared of any guilt or of anything like that. You know, because that's the way you feel. And if you're a genuine person and you're actually authentic, like that's gonna be fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't hurt you. It shouldn't, like, you shouldn't feel any type of way. You shouldn't feel sorry for being sorry for saying no. You know, shit like that. You know, it's things.
And it's fucked up because like people go through shit. Like she doesn't know, like, you know, the like shit that I've been through. So the fact that like she felt so comfortable throwing me under the bus to her new man, like when she was still even dating that guy that she's always been dating, like, and you were like in a whole ass other relationship.
Oh my God, dude, I feel like that's so like, okay, so I feel like that's so like back in the day type of shit, because we didn't have social media, you know what I mean? So like back then you would be able to, like, because like I said, I'm guilty of that. Like I remember going, like, talking to fucking some chick and being like, hey, like this and that. Oh no, we're just kicking it here because the homie's banging the girl out, but, you know. But in reality they were kicking it there because I was banging the girl out. I was like so it's just like, I mean, it's just you know, you have these different perspectives in life, whether when you're young, whether you're trying to seem cool for other people, whether you're trying to be cocky, whether you don't want other people to know, whether it's just like you're explaining it to another man because, you know, you want to outdo him, you know what I mean? So it's just like that ego type of thing, you know what I mean? So don't, you know, like, be authentic. I mean, I think nowadays, like, we, you know, as you grow older, you know that people start seeing through that shit. You know what I mean? Like back then, we were all hanging out with the same mocosos, we're same age. So whether if I told you that I banged 5 girls last night or 1 or none, you'd probably be like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, I get you. Like, you know, and I think that's part of the hype.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think the most important part too is how I reacted. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so funny. Like, you have some fucking nerve to sit here and like. So, I mean, but I guess it's like the perfect thing to say because like all I can say was, oh no, that was her. You know, like that's that's like the only thing I can say. It was like, no, that was her. But I thought it was just like, okay, like now you're accusing people of rape. That's next level. Yeah. Like that to me was so uncalled for, especially because
you got good dick.
regardless if like she was a hoe or not, or like if she was like, you know, fucking around for her pleasure, like you don't fucking say that shit.
Yeah, people have gone to jail for shit
yeah
like that.
you don't
oh yeah
no.
And see, the thing of that is that people have gone to jail for false accusations, but those bitches that false accuse other people, they don't go to jail. They should serve that time, which is fucking unfair.
No, and it's bitch. Yeah, and so that's why I don't fuck with her.
That's a scary way to end tonight's podcast. That's crazy.
Well, that was definitely a scary story.
Scary story.
Watch your back with your friends.
Yeah, you can't even fucking. And that's like one of the reasons too why I've always been so like about like starting new friendships or like I'm like kind of scared because like so many people that I've been around that I thought like we're gonna be down forever.
Damn.
Same.
They folded.
I can relate to
that. They folded. So,
but I am thankful for that when they do that.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Even family members. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. I really have just grown to enjoy my time to myself. I feel like if I'm gonna fail myself, then that's on me. But I don't. That's why it says like don't hold expectations up to people, because I held people to a high standard. So when they did me wrong, it hurt me that bad to where like I was like I don't even want to give anyone an opportunity to like be around me or like know my business or true. Just know what I'm about, because at this point like if my day ones are gone, like there is no more day ones, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
Like there is no more day ones.
Whew. That's harsh.
We're not taking applications.
No, yes. You're not hired.
As you heard, Richard. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
What I say goes,
I
okay?
tried, bro. I can't be listening, man.
Chiquita pero picosita.
I tried. These girls are hard, man, but I like
but
it.
not as hard as your dick.
Okay, we're out. We're
sober.
Scary.
I'm tapping out.
Right. Alrighty. Thank you guys for joining us. This is another episode of the Sip Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, on fucking Spotify, on what is it called?
Social
Apple
media.
Podcast. Make sure you guys
System
follow
in
our
place.
Instagram too, man. We need to get some more shit out there, so I'm gonna be hopefully adding more videos on there or something.
And this is
doing
your
some
sign.
shit.
If you're wanting to start your podcast, start your business, start whatever.
Do it.
Do it,
There's only
'cause time
69 days left to the end of the year.
And it had to be 69. Yes.
La Jenny.
Ya la Jenny 69. Si ella pudo, tú también, güey.
Si ella pudo, cabrones, a la verga.
Yeah.
Seguimos.
That's
Pura
what's up.
buchona vibes.
Hey.
Vámonos.
Ow.
Soy la 69.